Namaste. My name is Tyler Bryson, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Microsoft here in India. And I want to say how excited I am to be here and to be a part of this retail event. You know, these are exciting times for retailers, as well as all of the brands that rely on the retailers to get their products to market. And I see many of the retailers that we demand or depend upon to help us get to market, and I want to express my thanks to all of them today. You know, as we think about this era, Microsoft has a point of view that the world of the consumer is fundamentally changing. And many of the themes that we've heard earlier this morning resonate again and again. And we think there are three big mega forces at work that are affecting our consumers and probably yours as well. The first fundamental change, we think, is that consumer behavior is changing from the ground up. By that, we mean the buying cycle itself is changing. The way that people choose to buy a product, not necessarily how we sell, but the way they choose to buy the product is changing. The second major trend that we see impacting our consumers is the fundamental shift in demographics, and we've talked about that today. But I won't go into too great a detail here, but the increasing number of youth that are making decisions and impacting their families' lives about what products they will use is rapidly changing the way we go to market. And then finally, the ubiquitous topic today is that technology. Technology is fundamentally changing the barriers, breaking down the barriers for people to consume. And we know that when people have access to the goods and services that they need, they will consume more. At Microsoft today, we do hundreds of millions of dollars of retail business every year in India. We do that through over 1,800 different retailers in this country. And one of the things that's the theme today that I've heard is that it's about creating new experiences and great experiences. Whether it's online or in person, those experiences have to come together. And that's what we're hoping for at Microsoft, that all of our retails create both great online and, of course, offline experiences for their consumers. And that's one of the reasons today that we're here to partner with and talk to you a little bit about MartJack, one of our partners. MartJack has been working to create omni-channel solutions using the Microsoft platform to enable retailers to create new experiences for their customers, particularly online commerce. And because of that experience, we're excited to be here today for the announcement and the release of the Commerce Sense Handbook. So with that, I'll pass it over to Gareth.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Taylor. So just thanks for setting the context. Just to give you the context, the handbook, it's the Commerce Sense, actually unveils all the facts and figures about omni-channel retailing. It gives clear facts and figures to the retailers who are planning for the omni-channel strategy. We know that there has been a lot of questions in the mind of the retailer that whether omni-channel is for me or not, how should I plan it, whether it's right time to start, how shall I start it, and there are a lot of questions in the mind. So this report actually talks about the facts and figures about the omni-channel retailing, and also gives insight about how the consumer behavior is changing. We all know that in the first session we heard from the online retailers and offline retailers both that the consumer behavior is changing, and the retailers have to adopt to the technologies that must match with the changing consumer behaviors. So we at MartJack Enterprise are trying to bring that omni-channel experience where we tell to the retailer that let's talk about a strategy which talks about one consumer, one brand, one experience, and it is seamless across all the channels, web, social, and mobile. With this, I would request Mr. Nagesh, the father figure and visionary of Indian retailing, to just launch this handbook and make it available for all.